Patrick Mahomes is a part owner of the KC Current, while Eli Manning is in the ownership group of Gotham FC. Speaking of, pleased to be joined by one of the owners of the defending champion, Gotham City FC. That would be Eli Manning. And Eli, let's start from the beginning here. You became a minority owner in August of 2022. Why did you decide to get involved with the NWSL?
Well, I got involved I have 4 kids, but my oldest 3 kids are girls, and they're in the sports. And, I was still bringing them around to the Giants and being around football players. And I figured out they did not care about meeting Saquon Barkley or Odell Beckham. They wanted to meet Midge Purse and meet girl athletes. And so when I knew, right in my backyard, I had Gotham FC, and they were playing, and they play at Red Bull Arena in New Jersey, and they practice, near my hometown in New Jersey. And so to have that access to be around these girls, to bring my daughters, to meet them, to watch and be around athletes, to see that it's cool to be an athlete. And it's cool to play sports and be a girl, and all the access now and exposure that these women athletes are getting, whether it's the college basketball that just went on this past weekend with Caitlin Clark, to now, the new deal with the NWSL with ESPN. So more and more, these girls are going to get exposure watching them, play a great game and be, phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up the record numbers the women's tournament did in the past couple of days and weeks especially. And with you having 3 daughters, what did you make of that from the record numbers we're seeing, and what a time to be involved in women's athletics?
It's unbelievable. And, it's been hard to find times and to find things that I can watch with all my kids. And, they're all playing different sports and involved in sports, but to sit there and watch Iowa through the Final Four and watch South Carolina and all the teams, LSU, and have my daughters, sit there for a couple of hours and root for a team and get them excited about watching sports on TV. And they love going to the games. They love going to the action, but they get them to sit down and watch some of this. And this is what they wanted to watch. They didn't care about the championship game Monday night. They wanted to watch these girls compete and for them to be athletes. And all of a sudden you see them in the backyard in the goal, and they're imitating Caitlin Clark and some of these other players. And that's how I grew up. That's what I was doing with my brothers. We were imitating people and the people we looked up to and different athletes, and they were our role models. And now to have these young women be role models for my daughters is really special.
Yeah, sports has always been like that great unifier, right? And now obviously it's transcending all demographics, and that is just so awesome. Look, you're not the only NFL quarterback that's investing in NWSL ownership. Matthew Stafford has a piece of Angel City FC, and then your opponent this weekend, the Kansas City Current, has Patrick Mahomes as part of their ownership group. Is there a text chain going? What's happening between you and Patrick Mahomes getting ready for this weekend?
Yeah, had to talk a little trash to him. He may have one more Super Bowl ring than me, but he does not have a NWSL championship ring like I do, because Gotham won the championship last year. I took a couple of my daughters out to San Diego and watched them win the championship. So come Sunday night at Red Bull Arena, April 14th, we're dropping the banner on Kansas City. We got the ring ceremony. The players get their rings from their championship afterwards. So this is it. Now, I got something to talk a little trash to him about, because I can't do it about football anymore. I got to find something else.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously having that banner raised before the game starts this weekend. You know a thing or two about, having to defend after a title has been presented to the crowds. What have you told your team about that?
Yeah, and obviously in New York, there's always going to be expectations, especially after you win a championship. But even if you don't, there's going to have high expectations for you to go out there and perform at a high level. And that's always going to be the case. And I think it's great what the ownership group has done, and the team is going and signing some great players to add to this team and make sure, if there's high expectations, you might as well have a great team to go around with it. So some signings with Davidson and Dunn and Lavelle and Sonnet, getting these girls to come in and help out an already strong team that won the championship last year is exciting. So I'll be at the game Sunday, bringing a couple of my kiddos and get the root on the team. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to, and maybe Mahomes will be there as well. We don't know.